Folks, we have a great actress back on with us again. We're going to talk about some of her new films. We've talked to her before, and as a great actress, I love talking with her. Saye Yabandeh. How are you, Saye?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great, doing great. I want to talk about this new film. It's East of Byzantium, War Gods and Warrior Saints. I know you got a ton of other films and projects going on, so I just thought we'd just jump in, touch base a little bit, and catch up with what's been going on with you.
Sounds wonderful. Yes, East of Byzantium, it's one of my favorite projects as well. It's actually a true story. It's in the history. If you look back at it, it's a war between Armenia and Persia, which is Iran now. So lots of woman warrior and horses and kings and knights. So it's one of those kind of films.
What attracted you to that? Is it just because of your ties to that part of the country? Are you a big fan of history? What kind of drew you to a picture like that?
Well, I'm an avid polo player, so I ride horses and I love horses, and I also do archery. And I'm an actress, and I'm Persian. Everything kind of tied in together. And when they brought the movie to my attention, I immediately said yes, and I very much enjoyed working on that.
So you may very well be the only polo-playing archer actress that we've talked to on this show, just so we're clear.
Yes, I very much actually. I have a game this evening. I love playing polo. I love horses, and the history attracted me to the movie. It was about Persia and Armenia, and how Armenia was a small country, but yet they were so motivated to win the war. And at some point, when they lost all the men, the women stepped in, and the widows, and they took charge, and they formed their own army and put on, their army gears and start going forward and trying to fight and take out the enemy, which was very interesting to me. At some point, the reason that the Persia or Iran won the war was that they felt how powerful this little army of Armenia is, so they brought elephants, and they lead the army with many elephants, and that's how won the war, because they had these powerful animals with them.
Growing up in the Middle East, do they have a better sense of this kind of history and that kind of stuff than we have in America? Because, I know we have history, teach history to a certain extent, but it seems like overseas there's something more concrete for generation to generation. Is that pretty legitimate to say?
Well, I don't want to side with Iran or Middle East, but it's definitely, there are more resources, I would say. Mm-hmm. Like there are many books that you can refer to, many ancient poets and storytelling, which is it's a very, very old tradition in Iran. So there are many resources, and they're all matched. So I would say, and us as grown up as children, it's part of our books. Not necessarily only our history books, it's part of the books that we learn the alphabet from. So
a lot more of the culture then.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, East of Byzantium, it's an interesting project. We're going to keep our eye out for that, to try to link to some more information there. East of Byzantium, War Gods and Warrior Saints. And Saye has given us some insights in that. Saye, you have so many different projects that you've been working on. Obviously, you talk about, doing producer work yourself and that kind of thing. I think we talked about Fifth and Alameda. We've talked about Silk, different things. Where are we at on some of your different projects? What's been moving and shaking for you?
Yes, Brandon, you have an excellent memory. Right now, Blunt Force, which is the action film that I produced and shot in Mississippi, that is close to being finished. We have Dan Henderson, who's an MMA fighter, and it's about to be released, hopefully mid this year, called Blunt Force, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I also have a couple of other projects in development. One of them is Dishonest Dollar, that would be more action, and I will be collaborating with more UFC and MMA fighters for that movie as well.
Well, I appreciate her nod, folks, but you guys know me well way too much to know that I do have some notes here to keep me in line, make sure I get fenced in and don't mess things up too much. Other than her name, she's a beautiful name, and I probably slaughtered about every other time that I try to say it. But
no, you did not.
You've
been great.
You have a feature-length drama called The Woman, which is in development, tying together 3 short films. And I know you may not be able to tell me a whole lot about that, but give me a little insight on that, because that's a very intriguing concept.
Oh yes, the woman that in chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and they all become in one feature. It's a woman assassin. Where at the beginning of the movie, we don't know that she's an assassin. We just think she's a girl who loves ice cream. And then as the story develops, and we follow her to her favorite ice cream shop, and then we see that actually that she is very savvy with firearms and sniper guns, and that she's a hired assassin.
Fascinating. It is always great to catch up with Saye. I look forward to finding out more. Look forward to Blunt Force, East of Byzantium, and many other projects, folks. We'll try to link to some of that. We'll link to our previous interview where you can learn a lot more about her, growing up in the Middle East, just being such a passionate young artist in an environment that isn't necessarily conducive to that. It really almost becomes sort of a God's blessing, keeping his hand upon someone to allow you to navigate the road to end up where you are, end up in Hollywood. It's just an amazing story, and I just love talking to you about all that.
Thank you very much. Feelings are mutual, and I hope to hear from you guys soon again.